What were you doing when you were 19 years old? Most people at that age are still trying to figure out who they are. Some are sitting in classrooms. Some are searching for their first job. Some are still afraid of making mistakes. But one teenager stood on the biggest stage in football, with millions of people watching, an entire nation holding its breath, and a dream that generations had waited to see again. When the final whistle echoed across the stadium, Spain were world champions. Players fell to the ground. Fans cried. History had been written. But in the middle of all the celebration, one face captured the attention of the entire world. Lamine Yamal, a teenager, smiling, celebrating, holding the greatest trophy in football. For many people, it looked like the beginning of a legendary career. But very few understood how unlikely that moment truly was. Because stories like this aren't created in stadiums. They're created years before anyone is paying attention. Long before television cameras, long before headlines, long before millions of fans knew his name, there was only a little boy, with a football at his feet, and a dream that seemed far bigger than his age. This is not simply the story of a World Cup champion. It's the story of preparation, belief, courage, and what happens when someone refuses to let age define their potential. This is the story of Lamine Yamal. Long before the world called him a superstar, he was just another child growing up in Spain. Like millions of children, he fell in love with football before he understood what success really meant. The ball became his favorite toy. The streets became his first training ground. Every free moment became another chance to play, to learn, to imagine. Children often dream without limits. They don't think about statistics. They don't think about pressure. They simply play because it makes them happy. Lamine was no different, but those around him quickly noticed something unusual. The game looked different when he touched the ball. He didn't simply run faster. He thought faster. He saw passes that others never imagined. He remained calm in moments where most children rushed, while others chased the game. He seemed to understand it. Talent attracts attention, but attention also creates expectations. As the years passed, one name kept appearing beside his. Masia, one of the most famous football academies in the world. The place where some of football's greatest players had once learned the game. Walking through those gates wasn't the end of a dream. It was the beginning of an entirely different challenge. Because inside Masia, every player had been the star of their hometown. Every player believed they could become a professional. Every training session became a competition. Every mistake became a lesson. Many gifted children disappear at this stage. Not because they lack talent. Because talent alone is never enough. Discipline matters. Humility matters. Patience matters. Lamine understood that. He listened. He learned. He respected the process. Instead of trying to impress everyone with words, he let the football speak for him. Coaches admired more than his ability. They admired his maturity. Even as a teenager, he rarely looked afraid. Pressure didn't seem to change him. If anything, it made him even calmer. That quality would eventually become one of the biggest reasons the football world fell in love with him. Soon, the academy wasn't challenging enough anymore. The next step arrived much sooner than anyone expected. Barcelona's first team. For most young players, just entering the dressing room would feel overwhelming. World-class teammates, packed stadiums, millions of supporters expecting perfection. The kind of pressure that has ended many promising careers before they truly began. Yet when Lamine stepped onto the pitch, he didn't play like someone protecting his reputation. He played like the little boy who simply loved football. Fearless, creative, confident, he attacked defenders. He accepted mistakes. He kept trying, because he understood something many experienced players eventually forget. Football is meant to be enjoyed. That joy became impossible to ignore. Week after week, records began falling. Youngest this, youngest that. Every few months, another headline, another milestone, another reminder that football was witnessing something incredibly rare. But records create another problem. Comparison. People immediately searched for familiar names. Was he the next Lionel Messi? Was he the future of Spain? Could he become one of the greatest players in history? Those questions arrived before adulthood. Imagine carrying expectations like that while still being a teenager. Many young athletes become trapped by comparisons. They spend their lives trying to become another person. Lamine appeared to choose a different path. Instead of becoming the next somebody else, he focused on becoming the first Lamine Yamal. That decision quietly changed everything. Because greatness is never created by copying legends. It is created by learning from them, and then finding your own identity. As his confidence continued growing, so did the responsibility. Spain wasn't simply looking at an exciting young talent anymore. They were looking at hope. Hope for a new generation. Hope for a new era. Hope that another special chapter in Spanish football was just beginning. And soon, football's biggest tournament would arrive. The FIFA World Cup, the stage every child dreams about. The stage where legends are remembered forever. Many people believed he was too young, too inexperienced, too early in his career. But history has a strange habit. Sometimes, it chooses the youngest dreamer in the room. And Lamine Yamal was about to discover exactly what that meant. The FIFA World Cup. For some players, it is the reward for a lifetime of sacrifice. For others, it becomes the place where dreams fall apart. Every 4 years, the world stops. Club rivalries disappear. League titles no longer matter. The only thing that matters is the name on the front of the jersey. Spain, a country with a proud football history. A nation that had experienced the highest highs and some unforgettable disappointments. Now, a new generation had arrived. A generation filled with talent, speed, creativity, confidence, and standing at the heart of that generation was a teenager who had never experienced fear the way most people did. Not because he was fearless by nature, but because he had spent his entire life preparing for moments exactly like this. Pressure doesn't create character, it reveals it. The World Cup revealed Lamine Yamal. Every match brought new expectations. Every opponent wanted to stop him. Every defender knew his name before the referee even blew the whistle. They knew he was dangerous. They knew he could change a game with a single touch. So they tried everything: tight marking, hard tackles, psychological battles, anything to make the teenager disappear. But football has always belonged to the players who stay calm. The louder the stadium became, the quieter Lamine's mind seemed to grow. While others rushed, he slowed the game down. One touch, one pass, one dribble, one perfect decision. Again, and again, and again. That is what separates special players from great ones. Great players don't always do the impossible. They make the difficult look effortless. With every match, the confidence of an entire nation continued to grow. Children painted his name on the backs of their shirts. Families gathered around televisions believing something extraordinary was happening. Former players spoke about him with admiration. Commentators struggled to find new words. How could someone so young appear so comfortable on football's biggest stage? Maybe the answer had nothing to do with age. Maybe courage has never cared about birthdays. Because maturity isn't measured by the number of years you've lived. It's measured by how you respond when the world is watching. And the world was watching. Every run, every pass, every smile, every mistake, everything became a headline. That kind of attention has broken countless young careers. Some players begin to play for approval. Others become afraid of making mistakes. They stop taking risks. They lose the very quality that made them special. Lamine refused to become one of them. He continued playing with freedom. Not because he ignored the pressure, but because he trusted the work that nobody had seen. The early mornings, the endless training sessions, the years inside La Masia, the sacrifices made by his family. Those invisible moments became visible every time he stepped onto the pitch. People often admire confidence, but confidence isn't magic. Confidence is preparation remembered. By the time Spain reached the knockout rounds, belief had spread across the country. This team wasn't simply surviving. It was growing stronger. Every challenge made them more united. Every victory reminded them that they were moving closer to football's greatest prize. The dressing room changed. The conversations changed. The dream no longer felt impossible. It felt real. Still, every World Cup writes its own story. No champion reaches the trophy without suffering. There are moments when everything hangs by a thread. One mistake, one missed opportunity, one moment of hesitation. That is all it takes for a dream to disappear forever. Spain faced those moments. Moments when hearts raced. Moments when fans could barely watch. Moments when millions silently prayed for one more chance. And in those moments, Lamine never looked overwhelmed. He looked ready, not because he knew exactly what would happen, because he believed in the team standing beside him. Football has never been won by one player. No matter how gifted, no matter how famous, the greatest champions understand something simple. Individual brilliance can win matches. Unity wins tournaments. Lamine understood that. Sometimes his greatest contribution wasn't a spectacular goal. Sometimes it was a clever pass. A selfless run. A decision that allowed someone else to become the hero. True greatness isn't always about being remembered. Sometimes, it's about helping others create unforgettable moments. That humility made Spain even stronger. Step by step, the final came closer. One match remained. 90 minutes, maybe more, between a dream and history. The entire world was watching. Some wanted Spain to complete their remarkable journey. Others wanted to see if the teenager could truly handle the biggest occasion of his life. History has always been cruel. It remembers the winners. But before anyone becomes a winner, they must first face the biggest test of their life. For Lamine Yamal, that moment had finally arrived.